Now you probably found this video because you're typing in best 55 plus communities in all of Orange County and you landed on Casta del Sol in Mission Viejo. This is personally one of my absolute favorites, and I'm gonna go into all the different things you should know about Casta del Sol in this specific neighborhood. If you don't know who I am, my name is Stubbs. I'm a team leader of Onyx Homes, which is a real estate team who helps people just like yourself who are thinking about making a move anywhere in Orange County, really in all of Southern California, but specifically in Orange County. And this channel is all about Orange County, where we give you as much information as we possibly can about everything you'd want to know all about Orange County. So let's dive right in talking about Casta del Sol. Now, there are some huge points that I want to make right up front and just kind of a general about Casta del Sol. Number one, first and foremost, it is a 55 plus senior community or an active senior community. This is one of my favorites in all of Orange County for a lot of reasons, and we're going to talk about it here today. One of the major things, and this really is true for a lot of Mission Viejo, but 40%, I was surprised by this, 40% of Casta del Sol is actually open space, meaning it's not just crammed with houses. It is really green. It is really very well kept. Now, as far as properties, there are 1,930 single family residences. To be specific, there's 1,927. So this really is a very large community. Of 2,000 properties plus 40% of it being open space, it really is a big chunk, and we'll get to that when we show you the website. There's also 4 guarded gates. One of them is 24 hours, that's kind of the main gate, and 3 of them close at 10 o'clock. And to pay for all of this, the HOA for Casta del Sol is a combined $574 for the Casta del Sol neighborhood, but it's also got lake access, which is an additional $28 per month. So there is a large HOA that is associated with Casta del Sol, but I'm gonna go into some more about the amenities, which will explain why it's a rather high HOA. Now I will say it's high for other single family residents. So if you're comparing 55 plus to non-55 plus in Mission Viejo, you're likely comparing a large HOA to no HOA. But if you're looking at HOA specific for 55 plus communities, $500, $600 is really not that high in comparison to a lot of the other ones. Now, as I mentioned about size of Casta del Sol altogether, with that many properties and 40% open space, Casta del Sol takes up 485 acres of Mission Viejo. Now let's talk a little bit about location. I mentioned a few things, but it is located in central Mission Viejo. It is right on Oso Creek Golf Course, which used to be called Casta del Sol. I golf there all the time. I can still call it Casta del Sol. You are about a 6-minute drive away from the lake, and that is maybe a stretch. You're really, really close to the lake. That 6 minutes is probably from the farthest point of Casta del Sol to the farthest point of the lake. It's really, you're right there. Well, again, we'll show you on the map. You're about a 10-minute drive to the 241 toll road. So if you want to take that, you're very close to that. And you're about a 10-minute drive away from the 5 freeway. So as far as convenient location, you are right smack dab in the middle of Mission Viejo with really easy access to RSM, the 5 freeway, and the toll road. And if you've watched any of our other videos about Mission Viejo, you already know you are really close to your shopping centers, your gyms, and everything else that you'll need. Of course, your Starbucks. You're really close to all of that stuff anywhere you're at in Mission Viejo. Now, if you want to learn more about Mission Viejo, I've got 3 major videos that you definitely need to check out. And one of them is the pros and cons of Mission Viejo. We went into a lot of detail about all the things you're going to want to know. There's another video called The Reasons to Move to Mission Viejo that you could also check out. And last but not least, we're going to do this here in a second, but I did go over the median price point for Mission Viejo. And what this does is it looks at the entry-level price, the mid pricing, and the high-end pricing for the whole city in Mission Viejo, not just 55 plus. So if you want to get a better idea of what Mission Viejo is all about, those are the different videos I would recommend checking out. Now, if this is your first time to the channel, I'm so glad you made it here. This is all about Orange County, and our goal is to make sure that we are delivering as much information as possible. So if you're finding this video helpful so far, and if you made it this far, it might be, make sure to like the video and subscribe to the channel because we make content like this all the time so that you can make a better decision with your next purchase. All right, back to the video, and let's dive right into the amenities of Casta del Sol. Now, I had to write this list down because it is so incredibly long because there's so much that Casta del Sol and Mission Viejo has to offer. So first and foremost, you have Lake Mission Viejo membership, meaning you have all the lake amenities. There's a totally separate video on that as well too. If you're catching on, we make a lot of different videos about this stuff. But that's number one, is you are a member of the Lake Association. That's that 20 some odd dollars a month. Now, with Casta del Sol's amenities, you have an arts and crafts room. You have barbecue areas with built-in gas barbecues. That part's really convenient. billiards room, bocce ball courts, ceramics room, commercial kitchens. Residents can use this for private parties. That part is really cool. I did not know that before I was doing research for this video. There are multi-purpose rooms, fire pits. There's a huge health and fitness gym. There's horseshoe pits, cornhole area. There's a library, locker rooms, shuffleboards. There's a huge swimming pool and spas, walking path, golf chipping area, gardens, outdoor pavilion and patio that is really nice. And of course, there's tennis courts, pickleball courts, and paddle tennis courts. I also had to Google what that was. So I cannot even think of a single thing that Casta del Sol should have that it doesn't. There's so many amenities, and frankly, for that $575, $600 HOA, you're really getting a ton of value for what you're actually paying. All right, so now we have a little bit of a better idea of what is all included inside of Casta del Sol. Let's go ahead and dive into the website here. I'm gonna pull up my screen and I'm gonna share with you exactly what it looks like inside of Casta del Sol and look at a few of the properties that are actually for sale or that have been on the market in the last 6 months is what I'm looking at. So let's dive into SoCalHomesForSale.com and let's start by typing in, look at that $10 million property. Let's go ahead and start typing into the city. We're gonna go for Mission Viejo and we're gonna pull this up. We're gonna start with the city and then I'm gonna go over here to property type and I'm gonna make sure we're on residential. There's no manufactured homes or anything like that, so you don't need to worry about that. So you can see all the homes for Mission Viejo have popped up. Now, because we're talking about Casta del Sol and I'm pulling up all the properties that have sold in the last 6 months, I'm gonna go over here and scroll all the way down to the last 6 months. Now, if you're searching for your next property, I would only recommend searching for coming soon and active because there's no sense in looking at homes that have sold and aren't available. Now again, because we're looking at Casta del Sol, which is a senior community, I'm gonna scroll down and I'm gonna go ahead and click here so that we're looking only at properties that are in 55 plus or senior communities. So you can see there's 2 different neighborhoods here. The one on the north, so up here, this is Palmilla, and the one down here, closer to the lake, is Casta del Sol. Now, first thing is I'll zoom out. You can see that Casta del Sol is right in the middle of Mission Viejo, and you can see in relation to the ocean where Mission Viejo really is. So let's dive in a little bit closer and let's look at some actual properties. So this first one I'm gonna click on here. This is under contract. Now this is 1.1 million is the price. This is a single family residence, 3 bed, 2 bath, 1,483 square feet, built in 1973. And this has been on the market for a total of 61 days. It's been on the market for a little bit longer than average, but it is under contract. So we'll see what this actually closes at. Now, when we're looking through this house is absolutely gorgeous, and you can see, I'm gonna even zoom in on this picture here. You can see an absolutely gorgeous view here. You can see an absolutely gorgeous view here from the property with windows, sliding glass windows, and it looks like this was very, very recently updated. I'm gonna get out of here and you can see the kitchen has been redone. It's got the very stylish kind of green island there, brand new bathrooms. You can see the view of the sunset. Here is a pretty good picture of some of the amenities in Casta del Sol. This is kind of a blurry picture they use for some reason, but here's the clubhouse, pools, bocce ball courts. You can also see that down here, this is the Casta del Sol, or formerly known as Casta del Sol. This is the Oso Creek golf course. So there's a lot of amenities here. You can see a huge pool. There's several different pools. There's tennis courts, pickleball courts. There's really so much in this neighborhood. It's really, really an awesome neighborhood. But let's go ahead and go back to the results. Let's look at something else that's been on the market. Let's go ahead and look at this property here. This is also pending to sale. So this is a bit more affordable. This is $730,000. It's a 2 bed, 2 bath, 1,100 square feet. Also built in 1974. This is on the market for a little over 2 months as well. And this is, so it's smaller and it looks like obviously it's not a brand new remodel. But it does look pretty fresh. It looks like it's got vinyl flooring, it's been painted white. The kitchen looks like it's maybe not original because it would have a little bit more outdated, but it's been renovated at some points. This is a nice property. It doesn't have that view, it's not quite as big, it's not a brand new remodel, but it is a very nice property as well too, at a much lower price than the previous property we just looked at. And you can see the listing agent here said immaculate remodel and unit. When it wasn't exactly brand new remodel. But anyway, we'll kind of ignore that for now. So let's look at one more property. Oh, that's one we already looked at. Let's look at one down here. And this is 775. So this is also single family, 2 bed, 2 bath, 1,230 square feet, built in 1976. Again, you can see these are all under contract with 11 days on the market, 60 and 60 Rancho. Casta del Sol is a neighborhood that sells very quickly. That is very, very common. So this has also been renovated. This is an interesting color in paint, but I actually don't hate that green. But the kitchen's pretty much brand new. Flooring's been done probably in the last 10, 15 years. Bathrooms look pretty new as well too. And this has that same kind of alley property. So you can see this is really a pretty darn good idea of the different types of properties in Casta del Sol. So that is an overview of what Casta del Sol overall as a neighborhood looks like. I hope you found this video helpful. If you don't already know, we are a real estate sales team, which means we help people that are 2 days, 2 weeks, or even 2 years out from making a move. And we make this channel all about Orange County so that we can give as much information as possible. So if you're thinking about making a move tomorrow or in several years from now, feel free to reach out. There's a couple different ways you can do it. First, if you could like and subscribe to the channel, it helps us out way more than you have any idea, and it's totally free. But the other thing is you can go to SoCalHomesForSale.com and start your search there. We'll put a link down in the description. Or you can go to the channel if you're ready to talk to a local expert and get a custom approach to your move to Orange County. You can go to All About OC, drop your information, and we will connect you with our local expert to make sure you get the best possible service and help you through your unique situation. Again, my name is Christian Stubbs. I really hope you enjoyed this video and found it helpful. Like and subscribe, and I will see you in the next one.